Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shraddha. So today we are going to learn one of the most important topic in the Playwright, which is annotation. If you're preparing for automation testing interviews, working in a real project, or learning Playwright from scratch, this topic is very useful. So in simple word, annotation are special instruction. We add to test cases. So these annotation are like skip this test, like if you are skipping, you can see in this documentation. So there is a test.skip, test.fail, test.fixme, and test.slow. So this is a documentation, playwright.dev. You can just go through with that documentation, click on doc and search the annotations. So if you want to skip the test, you can use the test.skip. If you will run only, there is one annotation only, test.only, so you can run only that test case. So run only this test, mark test as a failure intentionally, retry test, slow down, time out for long test, add test notes to test. So basically annotation help us control test execution. Today I will explain everything with a very easy example, and first of all we need to understand what are annotations. So let's understand with a real life example. Imagine like your teacher gives exam instruction. So they will give instruction like attempt only section 1, skip optional question, extra time for difficult question. Some question are for bonus marks. So these are the instruction. Similarly in Playwright, annotation are instruction for test cases. They help manage execution behavior. So I will open the Visual Studio and write the first we need to just open the Visual Studio code and create one first file, right click, create one file. So I am giving name here, annotations dot spec.js, and this is the file. And first we need to import the package, import, and then curly braces, test expect, and after that here the package name from and playwright test. So test, yeah. And after that write the test block, and here I am giving the name of the module is login. Suppose test, I'm giving the module name login and test, and after that async keyword and page fixture page, and after that here I'm just giving the anonymous function with the curly braces and this block. So inside in this block what we need to do, suppose I'm giving here a simple await keyword, and after that page dot go to, and here I'm giving any URL. So let me just take the URL login So I have created test.hooks. So I'm just going to take this URL of the application here, copied and pasted, and suppose, so this is the simple, this is the normal test, no annotation. Playwright will execute normally. So first we need to save it and provide the command in the terminal. So let me npx playwright test and file name annotations.spec.js and then headed, and after that project. So which browser I want to execute. So here I'm going to execute in a Chromium browser. If you want, you can run in the WebKit or Firefox. So npx playwright test annotation. This is a file name spec.js, headed and project Chromium, and let's execute this command. And it's working, and you can see one test got passed because it's only one test, and I'm just normally give the command in the terminal and execute. So this is the normal Playwright execution, like just provide the URL of the application and run. And here what we need to do if we are going to use the annotation. So suppose this is my simple test, and if I want to ignore this test, or now Playwright will ignore this test, so how we can do that? So here I'm going to write dot skip, and everything is same, only skip annotation I'm going to use here. And let's go and execute this command in the terminal. So let me just write this. First we need to save it and just clear the terminal, provide the command in the terminal and execute. So let's see what is the output here. So you can see here output is showing, or result is showing like skipped, because here you can see only one test and test.skip. So I am already skipped this test. So that's why it's in the console, you can see it's showing the one skipped. So that means if you see in the real project, sometimes suppose login API is down, instead of deleting any test, we can go simply, what we need to do there, we have to just write the skip. Skip annotation will skip your test, the particular test. And the second annotation is test only. So this is very important. Only means run only this test. So suppose we have multiple tests, like I have this one test, right? Let me remove this one. And I'm giving here console dot log, and just write here suppose test1. Okay, and similarly I have to copy, Control C, and just paste it in the 2 more time. So I'm giving here test2 and logging test. Suppose I'm giving here name of 1, and here I'm just going to give the name of 2, and this would be 3. I'm giving here 3 tests. So now you can see here I have 3 tests here. First is test 1, second is test 2, third one is test 3. So suppose these tests are like, if I'm going, but here I want to skip the test 1, like logging test 1. I want to just execute only the test 1. How I can do that? Now I have to remove this skip word because I had copied this, so that's why it's showing up here. Suppose I want to skip only test 1, like this test. So I'm going to use the only annotation. So that means it will only run this test 1 and ignore all other the test. So let me first save it, and then here in terminal I'm going to clear, so it will clear. Okay, now okay, and now just run the command, and now you can see it's got passed only 1 because you can see here so it got passed because you can see here test dot only. So in these tests, only test like test dot only will executed. So these 2 tests are ignored by Playwright. So when you write the test dot only, that means it will, in Playwright you are giving a instruction to the test that this test only is going to execute. So this is only executed, this test is only executed, the rest of these 2 tests are not executed. So this annotation test dot only, if we will specify in any test, that means it is going to execute only those tests. And after that there is one other annotation which is like skip. So first is skip. Let me note it down. First we used skip annotation, and then after that only, and there is one condition. We can use the condition in a skip annotation. Let me comment these test, and then let me, yeah, so we can use the skip annotation based on the condition. So how? First we need to write the test, and just take one test, like this test I'm going to take it, and paste it here. So this is the okay, let me take the full and paste it here. So now, so right now I have only one test, which is test 1. So after this statement, we need to give the condition. So how we can give the condition? Suppose if browser, so first of all I want to show you one thing. In page.config.js file, if we go and see the projects, so you can see here name Chromium, this browser name, and Firefox, and then WebKit. You can see WebKit is already commented. So these two browser, if I'm giving condition, is matched, that means the test will skip. If it is not matched, suppose if I'm giving the WebKit, so in this condition our test will passed. So how we can do that? Let me give you the condition. So here test, not only because I copied, so that's why it's showing up. Test login test 1 async keyword page, and here I need to, so we need to specify here the browser name, and in this condition I'm going to write the browser name, it is showing, and is like I'm saying here, if browser name equal to Chromium, suppose this is giving you option which browser name you want to select. So I'm going to select the Chromium. Then test will escape. Okay, so test dot escape. So now save and execute the command in a terminal, and you can see here now one test is, you can see here test 1. So here is a test 1 got skipped because it's matched to the browser, and in config file I have shown you Chromium and Firefox is uncommented and only WebKit I have commented. So suppose I'm going to change the name of Chromium to WebKit. So you can see the condition, if browser name is equal to WebKit, then test dot skip. So let's see, it should be passed. First we need to save it and then run the command, and let's see. Now you can see here it's passed because it does not match to the config file. It's already commented. Here it's already, I'll show you again. You can see in the projects it's already commented. That means it's not matched to the test. So that's why it got passed. And if it is Chromium or Firefox, that means it's matched to the test. So after that test.skip will work and it will skip this test, the whole test, the test 1. So let me note condition based skip, condition based skip only, and here so first is skip, second we have already done the only, and third one you can see here, I've already explained this condition based skip annotation. So now the fourth one is, let me go with the fourth one, which is the fail, test.fail. How we can use it? Let me just go and comment this test. Here, suppose I am giving like a test. This test I'm just taking. It has browser name, so I'm going to take test 2 or 3. This I'm going to change the name. Okay, so this is the test third. Okay, so if we are using the test.fail, so that's very interesting. Sometimes we know that test will fail because bug exists already. So still we want to track it. So use that time we can use the test.fail. So normally it's fail because obviously I'm just going to give you the annotation of fail. So here this is the test 3 I'm taking, and this line I have to remove first. I have to remove this one, and here I'm just going to write test dot and fail. It is giving me option, so fail. And now anything you can write the module name. So I'm going to write the module like broken, suppose login, and after that here a sync keyword and page fixture, and then here arrow, or not here, arrow, and after that this curly braces, and inside this curly braces I'm going to use the expect method to validate, like expect suppose 1 dot to be. If it is 1.1, let me show you what is that first. To be. If it is 1, we are going to execute this, so it will definitely fail because I have explicitly write the test.fail. So now execute and see the output. Yeah, it's a fail, and you can see the report, it's failed. If suppose I'm going to change it here, like to be 2, and save, and again try to execute this one, then it will fail again. You can see it's failed. So this is interesting. Sometimes we know test will fail because bug exists, still we want to track it, so use the test.fail. And normally this fail because sometime we marked test.fail, Playwright expects fail, so report should shows expect fail. So if you mark test.fail, so developer will fix the issue.